the good thing I like about you, you can see some of the problems that we have in the current system, and you actually offer different solutions on how we can tackle these problems. And one of the idea that I saw you picked up when we were being elected as the Minister of the New Economy, you talked about the need to transform from the financial economy to more of an impact economy. So you can sort of tell us what is the difference, and why do you think the impact economy is sort of the best path that we can take?
Yeah, thank you. That's a interesting kind of question. So, tragically, the current kind of financial economic system really disciplines markets to maximize financial, call it money, financial value for shareholders, which are owners of property, owners of companies. That is what is currently considered normal, right? When you take the accountancy standard, for example, which is one of the institutions that comprises the call it global financial economic system, the accountancy system really what it does is it helps, and it kind of forces us, because it's actually a requirement, it's legally an obligation to count for your financial, what is on the balance, what do you have in a balance in at a certain kind of moment, and what is the profit and loss over time. You have to account for that, and that is what we have millions of professionals trained in that language. You have to disclose that in tables. Investment decisions are made by that. You have to calculate a business case, which is nothing else than, okay, to what extent do you kind of maximize optimize the financial revenue for a certain project. That is what disciplines us. And despite good intentions, despite international frameworks, whether it's SDGs or Paris Climate Agreements or circularity, this is still the dominant thing that disciplines us. And it actually is many times in contrast with these kind of very important frameworks that try to safeguard sacred things, dignity things, right things, well-being things. Right. So, and then when you drill down, we have we have, I think it's 40,000 listed companies disciplining themselves on the basis of those logic, on that logic. But also we have, I think it's 300 million companies worldwide who discipline constantly. We have markets constantly disciplining on the financial value. The things that are neglected is natural capital, social capital, human capital, intellectual capital, produced capital, all sorts of other capitals, and also the value not just to shareholders, but also to employees, to workers, or employees, to farmers, smallholder farmers, suppliers, society at large, nature. They are neglected. They are literally not counting. So what we say is you have to include them as well in all your decisions in the market. You have to transform accounting. You have to transform trade regulations. You have to transform fiscal policies. You have to transform, public law in which all of this is perpetuated. You have to transform monetary regulation. All these institutions need to change in order to balance markets with what the world can kind of absorb, or what the biosphere can absorb, what is kind of physically possible, and kind of creates a planet that is, well, literally, or much more kind of explicitly sustainable, that can sustain itself. So that, and that, an impact economy is an economy in which work, then education, innovation, technology leads to dignity, to well-being, and to welfare. But in that order. So dignity first, well-being second, and welfare third.